What's up, y'all? This is the video reflection for the policies and procedure module that we've talked about the past week or so. And I just want to give a few things that really stood out to me and how it impacted me about learning about this is that it's just another step of that three-legged stool that we talked about, those vetting, policies and procedures, and training. And so, like I said in the last video, without one of these three, then the stool is going to fall apart and the church can become unsafe. And what I love about the policies and procedures is that it's not just about protecting the church, but it's also about protecting the families as well. Because without policies and procedures, there would be no alignment. There'd be no like rules and regulations for what to do as a church. And I think Highlands does it perfectly, systematically, and just including like wellness signs on the outside of doors, knowing that if you have a runny nose, if you have a cough, if you have a fever, like do not come and serve, because first of all, we want to protect you. We don't want you to put you in a place to where you could suffer, but then also we want to protect the families and the children as well. We don't want to get them sick and then bring the sickness back to their families as well. And I think another thing that really stood out to me was just how simple it was, like just having that sign on the outside of the door, or having the appropriate affection policy, like we're here to protect these children. And so through this, it's just easy as just writing it down and then training the dream team just to understand and know that like, here's the rules, here's the boundaries, like do not cross them, here's how we do things. But I think it's super simple, but it also just protects the family, because like we as a church, we would never want to put the family in a spot where they could risk safety and where they could get exposed to like impure things. They could get exposed to predators, like at the worst case scenario. And like with the policies and procedures, having that like affection policy, that's just another layer that pushes back the predators that are trying to attack these young children, the people that are trying to get in the circle, get in the gate and the fence to get these children. And I think one way I can really apply this to my ministry is honestly, I'm doing it right now at Woodlawn. But I think one thing that I could do better at Woodlawn is enforcing the policy. Some of these policies I did not know about, honestly. Like some of the appropriate affection things, I feel like I do, not like in a bad way, but like I just didn't know. And so like I know, like not tickling, like I'm not gonna lie, with like the production kid's son, like he's super ticklish, so he's just like fun to mess with, and like he's my friend, but I don't mean it in that way. And so now that I know that, I know to set that boundary, I know to follow that procedure. And no one stopped me before because no one's told me, so I mean that's a different thing. So that's definitely like not like a heart-wrenching thing, but it's definitely like an eye-opener. Be like, okay, I didn't know that was bad, and so I'm not gonna do that anymore now. Then also just putting that like separation in that professionalism between me and the child, so not only helps me, but it also protects the family as well. And I think with how this applies to my future ministry as well is also like if I get planted at a church and I'm starting a kids ministry for the first time, or if I'm helping start a kids ministry, I think just being able to write down the policies and procedures that we have, because I mean these policies, I mean they're important. Like I said earlier, without that one leg, then the stool's gonna fall. And so having these procedures and using Highlands maybe as an example, but like just having the appropriate affection, having the wellness policy, having the emergency policy and procedure, just knowing that these kids' safety is more important than anything. And so if we can't keep the kids safe, and we can't keep these policies and procedures in effect, then we can't ultimately minister to these children. And so I think just making sure that we have clear and written down policies and procedures, and then this is probably be a later topic, but when we're using the training, that we make sure that we enforce these rules, that we make sure we apply these rules and like let them know, because if they don't know, then that's not fair to them. But have it written down. Like I love the Highlands Kids, the Dream Team book, using that as like an example to give out and just enforce these policies and procedures. Because like I've been saying the whole time, we want to keep these kids' safety our number one priority. And at the end of the day, they're the people that we're trying to reach. They're the families that need the help. And so at the end of the day, like these policies and procedures are a vital source to keeping our church safe. And at the end of the day, we're gonna make an impact if we enforce policies and procedures. Thank you.